Hey guys, it's Jeremy here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What we're doing today, guys, is another album review. This is going to be the debut album from the band Regiment. It's called Soldiers of Speed. It's not out yet. It's not out until June 20th, 2025. It's their debut album, like I said. They're a thrash and roll band based out of California. And the lead singer of the band, Tyler Heath, reached out to me on Instagram and asked me if I wanted to check out their new album and possibly review it for them. So my sure dude sent it over to me. He sent it to my email through the channel and a copy of the full album before it got released. And I've given it a bunch of spins, maybe 3 or 4 times. And I really dug what I heard. It's a ripping album, really high intensity, very raw. Definitely captures that 80s sound for sure. Starting with the artwork, really cool old school artwork, all hand drawn. Very cool colors, really pops, really captures that old school 80s kind of vibe for sure. Really dig the artwork on this one. Starting with the band members, the band is comprised of lead singer Tyler Heath, also known as Heath and Hammer, Neil Metcalf on guitars, also known as Neil Napalm, and then Dylan Segatori, maybe it's pronounced, on bass, and then Jake Wolf on drums. And the album is being released on Revolt Records. And it's got 9 tracks in total, only 26 minutes, so it's very reminiscent of like Rain in Blood, Slayer. Very short album, under 30 minutes, 2 or 3 minute songs, very short, get to the point and get out. And really ripping album. There's a couple moments on it that I wasn't overly a fan of, but for the most part, I really dug the album. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun listen. Starting off with the band's vibe in general, they really capture that 80s essence. If you were to hear this without knowing it was a new album being released, you might think it was like some lost obscure band from like 1985 that just got lost in obscurity, and suddenly they, dug up this debut album that no one's ever heard before kind of thing. You'd swear to God it's from like 1985. The way it sounds, the production, the whole vibe, the swagger, the vocals, everything about it just screams like 1985, like thrash and speed metal to me, which is a good thing. They really capture the essence of the metal scene at the time, and I think it really shows through on the album for sure. In terms of the songs themselves, it opens up with the song Acid Lord. Really ripping song, high octane, high intensity, and then his vocals kick in on the beginning, and he's got this screeching vocal comes crying in as like this high scream, really high falsettos. Kind of caught me off guard at first. I didn't realize his voice was that high in the falsetto in the range. It's kind of reminiscent of, if I could compare him to another vocalist, it'd be a mix of like the lead singer from Vector and like the lead singer in thrash metal to Toxic, the thrash band Toxic. Both of those singers kind of have this kind of scratchy, kind of raspiness to their voice, almost like it's straining in a way. It's kind of a mix of that and like Painkiller era Halford with the high register, where it's just like Halford at his most unhinged and just really punching his voice out. It's kind of like a combination of those. So if you're not into like super like pretty high falsetto voice like King Diamond, at times like that level, it might throw you off a little bit at first, but it does suit the music really well. There's other parts of the vocals I'll get into later that I wasn't a fan of in 1 or 2 parts, but overall, I dig his vocals. I think it really suits the music. But yeah, Acid Lord, the high-pitched screech comes in just to blow it all out. Really ripping guitar work, high intensity, perfect song to open up the album. And then that goes into Vultures. Another high octane song, really good guitar work, good groove in the song. It's got that kind of like punk kind of attitude to it. Really dug that song as well. And then Voodoo Rock and Roll. This one had a really good, I loved the musicality of it and the vocals for the most part. But when his vocals come out of the high register down to like the more regular singing and kind of spoken word part, to be honest, I wasn't a big fan of that. It didn't quite sound right to me. It kind of threw the sound of the whole song off a little bit to me. I prefer when he does the more higher range stuff. I'm pretty sure that was him as well, I'm assuming. I didn't see any of the other guys were doing backing vocals or anything, but That part to me, I prefer just his upper register more than the mid range. There's a couple songs where he does this like really low vocal that has more reverb on it and more cavernous sounding. That sounds really cool. It's very evil and like I said, cavernous sounding. That really sounds good. It's just that mid part where it's like in the kind of mid range, more spoken word, kind of not normal singing, if you will. That it sounds a little off to me. I don't prefer that as much. I prefer them in the higher register or in the very low register. But overall, the vocals are really solid in the album. Just that one or two parts, and that one song specifically that were kind of off for me. And then the next song, "Drag Me to Hell," another ripper, really high octane song. I love the flow of this album. It's just really high intensity speed metal with a good thrashy riffs. It's got the attitude of punk and like kind of like street glam bands, like Guns N' Roses kind of attitude and swagger. Really cool sound. And then Cyborg Holocaust. That you can actually check out that song on YouTube. They released it as a single already. One of my favorite songs on the album. Really good guitar work on this one. Very crunchy. Still maintains a high intensity and super high octane vocals. Really dug that song. One of my favorites on the album. Speed Tyrant is another one. Balls Out, speed metal song. Really dug that one. When he does the chorus part where he just says the Speed Tyrant part, again, it sounds a little disjointed to me, but not horrible. Like, it sounds pretty good still. New World Order musically is one of my favorite songs as well. Some of the best riffs on this song, in my opinion. Really good stuff. I dug that song a lot. And but again, when he does the part where it says the New World Order, like the actual phrase in the chorus, when you're just kind of comparing it, contrasting it to those high screams and screeches, vocals, when he does like the New World Order part, it just, the contrast sounds a little off to me. It's a little disjointed. But overall, really killer song. Musically, I think it's one of the best songs on the album. Hellhound's another like thrashy speed metal song, really good stuff. The last song on the album, Erotic Asphyxiation. God, I can't say that word. And it says Executioner's Theme. Really good song for the first half. Near the end of it, it goes into this kind of chaotic, kind of like rant kind of thing at the end. I'm not as big of a fan of that to end of the song. But overall, musically, it was an okay song. Not one of my favorites on the album, but it's still decent. So standout tracks for me were Acid Lord, Vultures, Cyborg Holocaust for sure, New World Order. I think those are probably my 4 favorite songs on the album. The only song I didn't really dig as much was Voodoo Rock and Roll. That song to me wasn't as good. Just the vocals in 1 or 2 parts didn't quite mesh with me. It might just be my personal preference or taste, but that's just only one part of the song I didn't really like. But overall, I really dig this album. Just 1 or 2 little things about it, minor gripes that didn't quite sit 100% with me. But overall, ripping album, great guitar work, great vocals for the most part. I really dug the vocals in this. I love the whole vibe of the album, the swagger, the intensity. Like I said, it just sounds like a old school 89 Lost album from like 1985. The production, I should mention, it's got that really old school 80s production too. It's more dry and very raw sounding. Definitely not big and bombastic and polished. It's definitely more raw and cavernous, and they have a use of reverb in there as well to add the effect in a couple parts where they have this like really demonic kind of, really low kind of register voice rather in the basement level, where it's very evil sounding and cavernous, and the reverb you can hear that gives it that cavernous kind of effect. I thought that was really cool. The production definitely adds to the whole 80s kind of vibe to it, which I really dug. And yeah, just really good debut. I really dug it. So I want to thank Tyler for sending it to me, buddy. Really good stuff, dude. I'll definitely be getting my hands on this copy of this on CD for sure. I'd love to get a copy from you guys and maybe a shirt. And yeah, if you're not familiar with these guys, please check them out on Bandcamp. They sell a ton of stuff over there. They sell patches, t-shirts, The album will be up there obviously soon. But if you dig what you hear, please check them out. Also go over to their Instagram page and give them a follow there. And on YouTube, you can, like I said, you can listen to Cyborg Holocaust already. And I believe they released another song. I'm drawing a blank now. New World Order, I think, was the other song. Was the second single they're putting out. But definitely head over to YouTube and look up those songs and let me know what you think. And thanks for watching, guys. And keep it metal.